everyone, and welcome to my blush declutter. If you thought that I had many highlighters, then I'm sure you're eating your words at the moment, since this is just slightly crazy and unrealistic. I have how many blushes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I have 32 blushes. Oops, sorry. And this is crazy. I think that a declutter is definitely needed. So let's get started. I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to put them according to like color family. So let's do pink blushes first. For pink blushes, I have two of which are liquid and cream. These two shades are quite different. Let me give you a quick swatch. Actually, you can see that this is more of a cool tone purple. This is more on the warmer side of the spectrum, I would say, compared to this. So these two are definitely staying, not only because they are different, but also because I really do love both of these formulas, and I think that I would be missing something without them. So two are staying for now. Okay, these ones, as much as I do love my Pupa blushes, but these are not my favorite things in the world, and I'm planning on keeping another pink Pupa blush, so these ones can probably go to a better home than the one that I can provide. I really do love Yana Provis, as you would have known if you've seen my videos at all. This is the blusher in the shade Cheers. It's a matte kind of cool toned pink. I don't really like this very much, so this can go. Okay, I am guilty of finding it very difficult to get rid of this blush, although it's not cruelty free. I won't say the brand, I won't say anything, but today I'm going to be getting rid of this, although this used to be a solid favorite of mine. As you can see, there used to be a brand name in here. It no longer is there, so this can go to a home that will love it and will not feel guilty about using it. Now, the time has come for us to compare my Pupa pink blushes. This one, which I think is the one that I'm going to probably end up keeping, is like lighter and glowier, and I do love a glowy blush. This is my kind of blush, honestly. The other one is this one, and it's darker and not as glowy, and I can't afford to keep both of them. I can't afford to keep two powder pink blushes or two pink powder blushes. I think I'm going to keep this and get rid of this. So far I've kept 3 and gotten rid of 5. That's good, we're improving. Now let's talk about peachy blushes. Okay, so let's talk about my peachy blushes. I have 8 peachy blushes, and that is absolutely excessive. So I definitely want to do a lot of decluttering when it comes to this section. Okay, so the first one is my Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Coral. This is a very hyped up product, but I actually prefer another shade from this range, which I think is coming up in the next collection. So although the formula is great, but this isn't my favorite peachy coral blush, which is why it will be decluttered. Something super duper hyped up is the Milani Luminoso from Milani, clearly. This is how it looks. Look at this ugly packaging. It's a beautiful blush, but if I want to be realistic with myself, I have another one that I prefer a little bit more than this, so this should probably be decluttered. This is a good one. I would recommend it if you don't have many great peachy blushes. This is a pretty one, really pretty. Cool. Next is my Pupa Luminous Baked All Over blush in the shade 06. Actually, this is my favorite peachy blush. I know that it doesn't look very peachy right now, but it is a peachy blush with just the right amount of luminosity. I love a luminous blush. For me, this is like, oh, what is my hand doing? I love luminous blushes, so this one is definitely one of my favorites, and it's definitely a keep. Yana Provi's Peachy Glow is probably like my biggest disappointment from Yana Provi's overall, their range overall. As much as I love the brand, this I think is a bit of a hard blush to pick up on your brush, and the pigmentation is definitely lacking. So this one can leave. Alright, so this is my Il Makiage Bootylicious Mineral Baked Blush, and this is how it looks. It's like a red toned peachy blush. It's a very unique color, but in all honesty, the packaging and yeah, basically the packaging kind of puts me off, although I love my Il Makiage highlighter, which has basically the same packaging except it's bigger. But for a blush, I just don't know if it's something that I'm gonna reach for. I think that someone else will enjoy this a lot more than me. Okay, so this is probably like the most expensive blush that I own. If you've seen my blush, my All About Blush tag, you would know that this is definitely my most expensive. This is the Marc Jacobs Air Blush in the shade Lines and Last Night. Last night, only one night. This is how it looks. It's beautiful, but I don't think that it's anything special, and it's not luminous enough for my liking. This is gonna make a beautiful gift for someone who loves fancy schmancy makeup. Melt Cosmetics Cali Dream Blush is probably my biggest Melt Cosmetics disappointment. I think that it's very powdery and it's kind of matte as well, so this can go. Oh, I'm doing really well with this. Maybe I can keep a couple blushes if I declutter so many. Okay, Flower Beauty Flower Pot in the shade Warm Hibiscus is a beautiful one that I love, and it's one of my favorites. This is staying. I love this thing. Look at that beautiful sheen. Can you even see it? Is the camera doing it justice? I hope that it is, because it's so stunning. Okay, now let's do, I think basically the rest are kind of nudie blushes with one exception, which is my Persona Caramel blush, which I would say is like a pink mauve. This is staying because it's mauvey and I love the formula. This is another one of my mauvey ones. This isn't staying. This is the Hourglass Ambient Blush in the shade Mood Exposure? Yeah, Mood Exposure. I don't know, I don't love this formula, and I love my Persona one a lot more than this. Okay, let's do drugstore first. Okay, I have a lot more drugstore than I have other things. Do I? I'm not sure. Anyways, have I talked about this? Haven't I? Alright. The first one is my Jade Velveteen Contour Blush in the shade 126, Natural Instinct. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. You basically get 3 blushes in one because you have a matte, you have a shimmery one, and obviously you can mix them together to kind of customize. My hand is definitely annoying you in this video, I'm sorry. You can customize the amount of luminosity that you want to get out of this, and this is a beautiful formula. This is staying. My Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love is another one of those really, really pretty shades, but I think that I can live without it. However, the Essence blush that I really absolutely love, and although I hear many people talking about this formula specifically, they don't seem to talk about this shade. Satin Bronze is, oh my gosh, gorgeous. This is one of my favorite blushes in my collection. It's like cheap as chips, and it's so perfect. It's so perfect. This is the newest blush in my collection. This is the Pupa Extreme Blush Radiant in the shade 10. I love it, and I'm keeping it. I don't know if I love it so much because it's brand new, or if I love it so much because of another reason, but at the moment I'm really enjoying it. I love how it looks on my face, and I think that I want to keep it. Okay. Alright, another Pupa blush. I love Pupa blushes overall, but this isn't staying. This is the Pupa Like a Doll Maxi blush in the shade 103. This is the type that comes with like this kind of spongy thing. I don't know. This is really weird because clearly it has holes in it so that there is supposed to be like a sponge which could be dampened. And I don't know why you would want to use a sponge with a blush. So this is utterly stupid. And the shade is at this point not very unique to my collection, so this is leaving. Although the formula is great. If you have access to Pupa makeup overall, their blushes are really, really wonderful. This is Jade's Velveteen Blush and Shimmer Duet in the shade 12 Natural and Glow. I love Jade blushes, but I find that I prefer the other one more than this. This highlighter is kind of also too deep for me. This is too brown. I'm sure that someone else could love it a lot more than I ever will. Caroline blusher, color blush in the shade 6, reddish brown. I think it's extremely similar to many things that I've already shown you, and I think it's also extremely similar to this, so they both can go. And I'm not the biggest fan of these. I don't know, I don't love them that much, and I don't love the packaging at all. Alright, now more onto the mid to high end. The Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk is an absolute keep. This is incredible. This is staying, and I love it. This is a keep. The Charlotte Tilbury Swish and Pop Cheek to Cheek Swish and Pop blusher in the shade First Love is incredible, and I love it. This is my favorite shade of all of her range, and this is gonna be like the fanciest blush in my collection, and rightfully so. It's beautiful. I love this, and it's definitely a keep. Okay, this is the Tarte blush in the shade Risque. It reminds me of the good old YouTube days when it was more about makeup and less about, I don't know, gimmicks and drama. But I don't love the Tarte blushes a lot anymore. I find them to be dry and hard to pick up on a brush. This can go. Same with my Too Faced Heart Love Faced Love Flush in the shade Baby Love. It's a beautiful nudie shade, but I've seen this already in my collection a couple times. I don't want to keep it. I don't love it as much as I love many other things. Unlike this. This is the Anna Provi's Dodge and Burn blush in the shade Sunkissed Glow. It is unfortunately limited edition. It was limited edition, you can no longer get it. But I adore this blush so much. This formula, she got it right. Her blushes are not my favorite things because they either tend to be matte and kind of powdery, or when they're glowy, they tend to be hard pressed and not so easy to pick up. This I think is more on the satin side, and it's just right in terms of formula and in terms of color. This is a keep. Last but not least is a blush from a brand that tests on animals. So this is going to be gone, although, can you see what? Okay. Although I really used to love this shade, but I haven't used it since. I feel guilty every time I think about potentially using it. So this can go. Goodbye. So I think I've kept 12 blushes, which are here, and I've decluttered about 16 or 18 blushes, which is also great. So I'm definitely proud of myself. Thank you to those who watched this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. We are finally done with all of the cheek products, and next will be eyes. So I'm sure a lot of people are anticipating me decluttering some eyeshadow palettes and different eye related products. This is coming up very soon, so stay tuned, subscribe, like this video, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.